Hello, it's Galen here from Galen's Got Parkinson's and Galen's Got No Brain, which is the same. It's a sub company. I've been making these edges for things, and I finished a couple, and I thought, oh, well, I should have shown you the next bit, so I'm going to do that now. So this is one like it's just arrived at the bench, and I'm about to do it. The black things you can see, those rocks, I've made them out of this bit of packaging that something came in, and all I've done is I've just snipped them with a pair of nail scissors, any random shape you like, and then I've sort of gone round just hacking bits off to look like a rock, at which point I sort of stuck it on. That's all I did. Rock. I don't know where to put it now. Put it there. So I stuck them on. I'll show you the next stage. The transformation from less mess to less of a mess. So PVA, magic PVA, loads of it. I like PVA. I'm just going to put loads in. I'll put it everywhere. Put it on here. There you go. More the merrier. Can't put too much PVA on. Right. Then, big horrible brush. Oh, it's a very useful brush, but it's not one you'd paint beautiful figures with. Dip your sleeves in the glue like that, and wipe it off and pretend it didn't happen. Now I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm going to cover everything in PVA. I won't get around the edges. That's something I'm going to have to come back to when it's dry. So, but that's not a big issue, is it? You'll forgive me, won't you? What do you mean you won't? Oh, thanks for nothing. If you fancy subscribing, that'd be nice. Give us a subscribe. I haven't got a fancy button. I don't know how to do fancy buttons. I keep thinking that every day. I'll look that up on YouTube. How do you do fancy buttons? But to be honest, I can't even edit. I'm just filming this and swacking it on. So I think swacking it on is a technical term. I think Peter Jackson used it when he was filming Lord of the Rings. He said to one of his cameramen, "Yeah, just swack it on, be right." So that's what I'm doing. I'm swacking it on. Got to make the noises. I've told you that before. If you don't make the noises, you're not doing it right. I've got all sorts of bits and bobs in there. Get rid of that. So now, and there's no scientific method to this. It's just, I just go by how I feel. I don't know, and I feel like moving it a bit further back. So I'm just going to put fine sand, like from a craft shop or a builder's. I'm going to put it everywhere. I'm going to put it all over the rocks first of all. I have sandy rocks. That could be my porn star name, couldn't it? Sandy rocks. And I'm going to cover them. I'm going to cover my rocks like that. When I paint it, I might not even paint it. And I'm going to go across here because that sort of, there's quite a marked gap between those two bits, because as you will have gathered from watching this earlier, I don't have any shampoo. And then I've got a couple of different greens. This is rather a garish green. Let's put that down here. That looks nice. A bit around here, I think. Just a tiny amount. Fascia. Then I've got another one here. And I'm going to put that in the bits I've not covered. Excuse me. And then I'm going to choke to death. Now, so, oh, right, I know. I'm going to get rid of them. what normally happens now, I've put them on the floor, and the next thing I'll tread on them and spill some sand everywhere. And clearly, I've tidied up my desk special. I am a wargamer. This is what my desk looks like. Yeah, there's loads of you out there going, well, if you tidied up, you'd be able to see what you were doing. Yes, I know. I'm 68. I've never tidied up. I'm not going to start now. Not just to please you. Let's have some bits of plants. Oh, nasty big lump there I don't like, so I'm going to snick some sort of, I don't know what they are, marsh marigolds. That sounded like I knew what they were, didn't it then? Oh, he knows his plants, doesn't it, lad? That's probably not worked quite as well as I'd imagined. There we go. And I never use these white flowers for anything, so might as well whack them and one of them on somewhere. There you go. You can go up there. And then I think I'm going to do this. Right, so I've got this sort of mixed up thing of greens, dark green, light green. Those are reeds, really. What I find the best way to use them is you get a big mitt full, all mixed up, and then with me nail scissors, I hold them quite tight and I chop off the bottom. Now this is the tricky bit. You've got to keep holding them tight and flip them over, because they are going to poink everywhere if you're not careful. Right. And then let's have them over here. So I'll put some glue on. Like that. Put some glue on like that. There we go. And they're going to be like proper sort of reeds that you'd cut and make on, put on your thatch if you were some primitive hermit. There we are. I can, if I want to. I'm going to put another, I've got another brown sort of horrible. This is all bits of stuff that have fallen off models, or I don't know where to put them. And I just keep it in another tub, like a potpourri. A potpourri. Well, I've got a few boulders here as well, like fish tank gravel. So a couple of them. Right, 3. I always like odd numbers. Odd numbers always seem to me more logical. I think. No evidence to suggest that nature doesn't like even numbers, but it always feels like even numbers are probably a bad idea. So I'm going to put them, that's up one here, put one here, that's it, put one there, and I'll put one there, I'm going to put one there, and I know, again, I know what you're saying. You're saying, yeah, if you'd waited for it to dry, you'd put in, or you'd put them on before you did all this nutty stuff, it wouldn't have picked up all the guns you put on. Yeah, I know. I've done this so many times. And yeah, I survive. I remember once, going way back now, sort of about 1974, and I came in from school. It was War Games night. Came in from school, Friday night. We went to the War Games Club. And I suddenly decided I'd make a wall. I had no idea how to make a wall. So I got some plasticine off my baby brother, and I made this random rampart, I suppose. And then I covered it in Bostik, and I got a handful of gravel out the bottom of my fish tank. I stuck it all over. And I took it to War Games Club. It's still wet through when I got there. I'd stuck it to the inside of my War Games tin. It was all over my figures. It was a right mess. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the riverbank. Now, I can't really show it you properly now, because what I have to do is to pick it up and tip all of that loose sand into the loose sand dispenser, and I'll stick it on the game. I'm going to make a few more, and then I'll set the table up and I'll show it you on another video. So there we go. Ta-da, Chuck.